Hey everybody, commentary time. So I'm just going to have a quick go of this game, which I've been working on for the past week. Spent a lot of time working on this. Over the years, I've spent an enormous time working on this. This was originally just a demo table produced by Steve Parody, just to show off what Future Pinball could do with models. And it was a great demonstration, with the crane and the spinning Joker thing. So I just thought, well, I can play around with this and I can make it into a proper pinball game. So that's what I did over the years. I just kept playing with it and updating it and updating it and updating it, and here we are with the Legendary Edition. So this is a table which now features content from all three Christopher Nolan films, the Nolan trilogy, as I'm calling it. So you will see stuff from Liam Neeson. You'll hear Liam Neeson. You'll hear Ken Wanatobi, is it? Who featured in the first film when Batman was training. There's lots of extra content. There's Tom Hardy, obviously, is playing the role of Bane. Now, Bane takes over the crane when you beat Scarecrow. So when you beat Scarecrow, you've got the opportunity to fight Bane, who takes over the crane, as I've already explained. Why do I always repeat myself? Anyway, let's play a game.
What are you seeking? The means to fight injustice, to turn fear against those who prey on the fearful.
So, there's still a lot of work to do on this. Oh, what am I doing? Have I forgotten how to play? Oh, that's it. So there's still a lot of work to do on this. Typically it takes me about 2 weeks to do a Legendary Edition update, and I'm finishing the first week, and I've done a lot of work on this. There's a lot of bugs. A lot of bugs that I had to fix. And I've just improved the lighting, the physics, the light inserts, which are now brighter. And it's nice to use spotlights in pinball games now. Before they were just like ornaments, they didn't really do anything. But obviously with the power of BAM and Future Pinball now, you can actually have spotlights that actually cast light on objects like they're supposed to do. So all the spotlights you can see in the game, and there's quite a few in this one, actually do serve as proper spotlights. They do illuminate certain objects, which does add a lot of atmosphere to the game. So lots of new features in this game. If you go to the Batcave at the top there, which I think I've already done, let's go back there again.
Manipulate the fears in others. You must first master your own.
So this is Bat Fear Frenzy. This is what happens when you go into the Batcave too many times, because as you know, Bruce Wayne is afraid of bats. And the whole idea of being Batman is he has to face his most terrible fear to become fear itself. So this is all about fighting off the bats which are on the spinners. There are 30 bats on each spinner, and you have to count them all down by shooting the spinners. And you'll hear the bats as you shoot the spinners. When you complete each spinner, the light will go off, the red light will go off. It's quite a tough one, tough challenge. Don't think I can do it. Timer's counting down already. So obviously that's the voice of Liam Neeson. You don't get any sound alikes in this game, like the horrible Stern original, which has the worst voiceovers I've ever heard in a pinball game. With the guy doing Michael Caine, who's obviously an American trying to do a Cockney accent. I mean, Americans can't do Cockney. I've never heard a decent American doing a decent Cockney accent. But it's like it was awful. And it's the same thing with Sean Mockery, in the Indiana Jones, where they got an actor to try and do Sean Connery, and it's awful. Oh, it cringes me. I actually watched some of the footage of the original game to get some ideas of what I could do with this, and I just couldn't stand the audio design. It was awful. So thank Christ for Future Pinball and the ability to rewrite code and start from scratch. So this is completely 100% authentic. All the music from the films, all the actors, all the action, everything that I could think of. And everything has been enhanced. Like the Batmobile Hurry Up is way more exciting than the original. The mini modes, much more exciting. Scarecrow crane can actually be controlled by the player. There's 3 levels to the Scarecrow crane now. The first one is Scarecrow, the second one is Bane, and then the third one is a combination of both, where you the player actually controls the crane using the flippers. You can actually move the crane to a spot and then you shoot it and then you move it again with the flippers. So it's player control is... I like to give player a little bit more to do than just flip flippers. So if you ever play my games, you'll notice that I always try to add extra stuff, either on the action button or toys that you can actually control on the playfield. The action button in this game is for the gadgets when you go to the upper playfield. So this is the darkness. Let's see if I can get at the upper playfield. The idea of darkness is you have to turn the lights back on to get a bonus. It times out.
A smile more. I make my own luck.
Dents, if you hit the coin spinner in the center there, it'll either land on heads or tails. If you get more heads than tails, you will get a bonus at the end of the ball. That's what that's all about.
A good man once made me responsible for what was most precious to him.
Okay. So the upper playfield is where you collect gadgets. You've got to get 4 parts, which is like the 4 lights, to make 1 gadget. And when you collect 2 gadgets, you can actually activate. There's 2 solenoids in the left and right out lane. It's the bat blocker, or the bat lane blocker, I call it. You can activate it with the action button. It will block the out lanes for a certain length of time. So it's up to the player when to use them. So the best option is to use them during multi-ball, so the out lanes will be blocked momentarily. That doesn't feature on the original game. There is no action button. There is no bat gadget. Now, the highlight of this game is obviously Heath Ledger's Joker, the best Joker ever committed to film. His performance is absolutely legendary. So it was important that I gave him the center stage and create a fantastic multi-ball, which he features in, and it's got pretty much every line of dialogue I could find from the films. And I think on the original machine, that model is actually a real toy from a toy shop, which doesn't look anything like Heath Ledger. So I like what Steve Paradis created there. I think it was Steve Paradis that created that model, which actually looks like Heath Ledger. And the rules for multi-ball are much different from the original game. Much more drama, much more excitement. Uses the crane. Gotta light all the spots. And the sound effect when you hit the crane is of a horse. You can hear it. I won't be able to hit it now, but it's actually a horse when you hit the crane, which I think is from the film. I had to get the sound from an actual horse on YouTube. Okay, so that's Lucius Fox lit. That's one of the mysteries. That's a new mystery feature. Is it actually will light one of the characters? So we've got Commissioner Gordon's lit. Lucius Fox is lit. The Batmobile is lit. So you can hear the horse there, can't you? It's going to time out. And obviously the Scarecrow is played by the man of the hour. It's Cillian, is it Cillian Murphy, or the guy that's in Oppenheimer at the moment? He went up for the role of Batman. He auditioned for the role of Batman, but he lost out to Christian Bale. But looks like Christopher Nolan thought he was a good fit for the Scarecrow, so he cast him as a Scarecrow instead. He's a fantastic actor. I don't know why he hasn't had a leading role much earlier than what he's just received in Oppenheimer. Fantastic actor. Alright, so this is the action button. This is based on Dent's coin, and it actually is 50-50 whether or not you continue the game with an extra ball. So let's try it.
Heads, you gotta keep your head.
Yeah! So it literally is a 50-50 chance of continuing the game, and it has to land on heads. Lands on tails. You fails. See, I didn't collect all the parts there. So it's easy to lose track of where you are in this game, because things will all play together. Some of them will. I've blocked others. Now the Batmobile ramp there is flashing, which means that Batmobile is ready. Oh, we'll start the multi-ball. So I wanted to have like different quotes when the multi-ball starts to sort of coincide with his his face appearing, which adds a little bit of menace to the game. And you'll notice that when you hit the jackpot, you get like one of those party things that makes that party noise thing. You know, when you get into parties, it blows out this thing. So I thought that was funny because he is the Joker. There's other things that he does as well. There's a magnet inside his area which sends the bomb nuts. Oh, I'm in hurry up. Blackout. So what Blackout does is it turns off all the inserts as well, so you don't know what's lit. So that's the idea of creating panic. And on the original game, the ball is held up there way too long as the mechanism has to sort itself out. Future Pinball, I just move it along a lot quicker. So this game is a hell of a lot quicker than the original game. A hell of a lot quicker. And that is one of the disadvantages of real pinball, is it's all real mechanics. You have to wait for them to sort of reset.
Impressive. The world is too small for someone like Bruce Wayne.
Oh, that's I just saw that DMD out. So like I said, I've got another week to go before I'm happy that this version of the game will be complete, as far as I can take it anyway at the moment. And then I'll move on to my next project, which I already have plans for. That's Ken Watanabe. I can never say his name. Is it Ken Watanabe? You know who I mean. Japanese actor. So a lot of this, the animations there at the top left were created by Steve Parody. Now I keep them there because I actually like them. I haven't put movie clips into this thing yet because I always thought movie clips would be too dark because most of it happens in the dark. So I like what Steve did there with all those animations. So I've kept them. So for now, I'm just going to keep them, and then I might add the movie clips on at a later date. We'll see how it goes. But most of the excitement and the fun in this game is all under the glass. You know, with using the tricks of Future Pinball's lighting, sounds, just to create that sort of fully immersive movie experience that I want to play. So that's what I always aim to create. And there's lots of little fun things to find out in this game, that little secrets, little Easter eggs. So it's a hell of a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed working on this. Let's see what happens in the next week. Thanks for watching.